Hits from the 60s you listened to when you were young.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Do you remember when this song changed music forever? Or when this one was playing on your home radio? Those melodies take us back to a time when we were full of youth and dreams. It was the 1960s when every song was more than a hit. It was a piece of your life, your afternoons with friends, your first loves, and those endless dances at the neighborhood club. Today, we're traveling together to those 60s hits you listened to when you were young, to relive not just the music, but the emotions that made it timeless. Number 14, Proud Mary by Creedence Clearwater Revival. You surely remember that unmistakable guitar strum. It was 1969, and on the radio was a song that felt written for the open road, created by a band that shone briefly but brilliantly. Proud Mary by Creedence Clearwater Revival wasn't just another hit of the era, it was a piece of our youth, an anthem for those days when everything seemed to be changing at lightning speed. In those years, the world was buzzing. Vietnam was on the news every night, young people were marching in the streets, and families were looking for a breather amid all the tension. Proud Mary gave us that breather. It made us imagine a boat sailing without a fixed destination, free from obligations and constraints. Many say the lyrics captured the spirit of the time, leaving the safe behind to chase something bigger. And in some way, we all dreamed of that. Proud Mary became an anthem for those who wanted to change their lives, even if just for a moment. Before we continue, we'd love to know, what's your name and how old are you? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep going. Number 13, Are You Lonesome Tonight by Elvis Presley.
And call you sweetheart.
Elvis had already won our hearts in the 50s, and as the decade changed, he proved once again that he was still the king. Are You Lonesome Tonight was like a whisper that cut through walls and hearts, a kind of mirror to our own teenage loneliness, those afternoons when the world felt too big and we felt too small.
Are you sorry we drifted?
Elvis recorded this song after a tough period in his life, and we all felt that contained sadness, even if we didn't know exactly why. That 1960 also brought huge changes. The streets filled with new cars, television started showing a world we'd never imagined, and young people were searching for songs that spoke to what we felt inside. Every note of Are You Lonesome Tonight reminded us we weren't alone in our melancholy, that someone, somewhere, felt the same as us.
Do you gaze at your doorstep?
And so, that simple, profound song became a bridge to our memories. Give us a like if you prefer old songs to today's hits. Number 12, Hey Jude by the Beatles. By 1968, the Beatles already owned the world, and just when they were at their peak, they surprised us again with Hey Jude, a song that was so different from anything we'd heard before. It was like an emotional refuge, the song that comforted us when things got tough. Every word felt like it was speaking directly to me, as if Paul was reminding us that even when things were hard, there was always a reason to keep going. Not many know this, but Paul wrote Hey Jude to comfort Julian, John Lennon's son, during his parents' divorce. That tenderness in the song made it feel like more than just a hit. It was a hug, a promise that sadness could be overcome. That moment made us feel connected, not just to the music, but to our own emotions and the youth we thought would last forever. Even today, when we hear it, it takes us back to those days when everything seemed simpler. Number 11, My Girl by The Temptations. This is one of those songs that, if you were young in 1964, you dedicated to your sweetheart at least once. My Girl played on every radio, in every store, and on home record players, while that sweet voice reminded us that love was in the air. But it was more than a romantic tune. It also showed that African American music could break through barriers that once seemed impossible. With every song, the Temptations proved that music could unite, transcend differences, and bring people closer. Every note was a little reminder of first loves, butterflies in the stomach, and promises that, though fleeting, stayed etched in our memories forever. Listening to it today, we realize My Girl taught us to cherish the simplicity of a moment when we were young, living the joy of a shared experience. Number 10, Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. When this song played on the radio, everything seemed a little brighter. Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys had that power. You probably remember how that strange, radiant melody filled the house and how even adults who usually ignored youth music stopped to listen. There was something in those voices, those chords, that seemed to capture the joy of living. Brian Wilson spent weeks perfecting the song, mixing sounds in ways no one had done before. That dedication gave every note a sense of magic, of discovery, and it was worth it. It was the anthem of summers. Every time we heard that famous chorus, everything felt a bit more magical. First loves, adventures with friends, plans we thought would last forever. The song made us look to the horizon with hope, even when daily life felt routine. Good Vibrations taught us that music could lift your mood, spark joy, and keep the feeling of youth alive, no matter how many years pass. Number 9, I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. That guitar riff is pure music history. In 1965, the Rolling Stones weren't legends yet, but I Can't Get No Satisfaction let us know they were on their way. It was a cry, a reflection of the restlessness many of us felt, even if we didn't know how to name it. You've probably heard it on the radio while walking down the street and felt every note hit you in the chest, waking something that had been asleep. Television was starting to show new ideas, young people were questioning rules, and values were slowly shifting. That's why this song felt so personal. Keith Richards dreamed up that iconic riff, and at first, he didn't even think it was that powerful. But when they recorded it, the song became an anthem that went beyond music, capturing the frustration and search for freedom of an entire generation. We all sang along, even if we barely understood the words, because it was more than lyrics. It was attitude, contained rebellion, and the feeling that something was changing forever. What's your favorite Stones song? Drop it in the comments. Number 8, Stop in the Name of Love by the Supremes. When Stop in the Name of Love by the Supremes came on the radio, everything paused for a moment. Some danced, others just listened closely to the lyrics, but everyone enjoyed it in their own way. That song had something that went beyond music. It was grace, strength, and emotion packed into a few minutes. This was another track that contributed to the fight for racial equality. What many don't know is that the Supremes became one of the most influential groups of the era, not just for their voices, but for how they showed that elegance and talent could open doors where society had built walls. Every stop in the song reminded us to care for what we love and pay attention to the signs in life and in our hearts. It captured the elegance of a time, the emotion of first loves, and the hope of a world in transformation, reminding us that music always has the power to unite us and make us feel alive. Number 7, Light My Fire by The Doors.
Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby.
Amid all the romantic anthems that touched our hearts, a group of American guys hungry to take on the world bet on a song that made us think and gave us sounds that felt like they came from another planet. At 9 minutes long, Light My Fire by The Doors was more than a single. When it played on the radio, it was like something in the air shifted. Jim Morrison's voice captivated anyone who heard it, from rock fans to those who loved romantic songs. A fun fact you might recall is that Light My Fire was censored on some stations for its bold lyrics, but that only added to its allure and the feeling that we were listening to something forbidden, something that belonged to us, the ones looking to break with the status quo. The song made us feel brave, even if just for a few minutes, and taught us that music could awaken intense emotions we didn't always know how to express. Number 6, The House of the Rising Sun by The Animals. The House of the Rising Sun, a place we all wanted to visit at least once thanks to The Animals' song. A track loaded with history and melancholy that took us to places we'd never been but felt familiar. The House of the Rising Sun filled the room and made even the ticking of the clock sound different. That deep voice spoke to us, the young people searching for new ways to live and express ourselves. A curious fact is that the Animals version became a worldwide hit almost by accident. Originally an old American folk song, they gave it a drama no one had heard before. Listening to it today, we realize it's more than music. It's a time machine to those afternoons when melancholy mixed with curiosity and the desire to discover the world. The House of the Rising Sun will forever stay in our memories as a beautiful place. Number 5, The Sound of Silence by Simon Garfunkel.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Simon, Garfunkel held a special place in our hearts, and at family or friend gatherings, we couldn't leave out at least one of their songs. The Sound of Silence was a beautiful example of their talent and chemistry. That soft, almost whispering voice and delicate guitar seemed to speak directly to what we carried inside, to the quiet restlessness of youth.
Narrow streets of cobblestone.
The streets were filled with protests, the world seemed to speed up, and many young people turned to music for meaning and calm. Believe it or not, the song initially flopped.
And touch the sound of silence.
It wasn't until a DJ in Boston gave it a chance that it became a hit resonating across the country. That initial obscurity gave the song an aura of discovery, like we were finding it ourselves amid the noise of the era. When it played, it was a moment to reflect, to feel, to realize that music could express what we often didn't know how to say with words. Number 4, Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. It was 1,965, and that misunderstood melody seemed to understand us. Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers was a special song. That deep, emotion-filled voice seemed to cut through the air, touch the heart, and linger there for an eternal moment. As the years went by, young people were looking for new ways to express themselves, and music became a refuge, a comfort, a space to dream. A curious fact is that the song was written almost a decade earlier, but it was Bill Medley and Bobby Hatfield's performance that gave it a drama and intensity no one could ignore.
Wait for me, I'll be coming home.
Listening to it today takes us back to those quiet afternoons, unforgettable emotions, glances that met, and silences full of meaning. Unchained Melody stayed with us through much of our lives, making our inner teenager happy. Subscribe to the channel if you want to explore more music from your favorite era. Number 3. California Dreamin' by the Mamas, the Papas. Many of us were full of dreams in 1965, and for the Mamas, the Papas, that dream was born in California. California Dreamin' felt like a warm embrace when you first heard it, a feeling you couldn't explain, but that felt strangely familiar. It's curious, but despite talking about California, the song was written in the cold New York winter, and that contrast between melancholy and hope captured the feeling of wanting something beyond the everyday, a place where dreams seemed possible. The song was always playing on some radio, and we practically knew it by heart, roaming California's streets without even being there, between the ocean and long sunny days that promised endless adventures. California Dreamin' taught us that a song could capture nostalgia, hope, and the desire for something bigger, and even decades later, it still sparks that youthful feeling. Number 2. A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum.
We skip the light fandango.
It was 1967 when we first heard that voice, and since then, it's stayed in our hearts forever. A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum was one of those hits that lingered with us for a long time. That soft, mysterious melody with its deep, enveloping organ seemed to speak directly to what we carried inside. Curiosity, nostalgia, and the feeling of discovering something new in every chord. Cultural movements were expanding in that magical year, and music became a refuge and a way to explore emotions we didn't always know how to express. If you didn't fully understand the song's lyrics, don't worry, the truth is, it was written without a clear meaning. That ambiguity made it even more powerful, because everyone could interpret it based on their own experiences and memories. For many of us back then, the song evoked sunset walks, coffee shops with deep conversations, and the sense that the world was bigger and more mysterious than we thought. Number 1, Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra.
Glances wandering in the night.
We reached the end of this video with a voice you surely know well, one that shaped the lives of millions around the world. Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra told us the story of unique encounters, the kind we dreamed of having in our youth.
For the chances we'd be sharing love.
And that masterpiece didn't go unnoticed, neither by the public nor the critics. Sinatra won a Grammy for this song, and many young people like us discovered that a song could capture the magic of a fleeting moment, an emotion that never fades.
For strangers in the night.
We all fell silent, hanging on every note, when we were lucky enough to catch it on the radio, as if the song was teaching us something about life, that unexpected encounters can change our destiny, that elegance and passion can coexist, and that love sometimes arrives unannounced. And that's the end of our journey. We'll leave a video with another list of classic songs down below if you want to keep reliving the nostalgia of those times. See you next time.